Welcome to Miss Susan's Garden of Reading. Here's a fact for you. Even though there are so many people in the world, there was never anyone exactly the same as you. God made you so special. You are unique. That's a word that means one of a kind. Some of our differences are easy to see. The color of our eyes, mine are blue, or how tall or short we are, or if we ride in a wheelchair instead of walking easily. Some differences are harder to see and know. Our brains may think differently. We may find reading easy, but math harder. We may always feel sad, even if we're trying to smile. All of us, every single one, even grown-ups, have things that we are good at and things that are much harder and more challenging. Each person is a mixture of those things, and that's what makes life so interesting. What are you good at? Do you give such great hugs that people feel loved? Are you good at coloring or learning letters or saying thank you? Do you like to make people smile? Do you like to wear purple? What's harder for you? I'm pretty good at gardening and reading. I wish I were better at being organized and keeping everything tidy and neat in my house, though. That's hard for me, and I have to work harder at that. I want to read you a book about a little puppy named Bean, who also had trouble doing some things. And wait till you hear the rest of the story at the end. I love it when at the end of the story you find out there is another story that's the rest of the story. Let's read Bean is Born. This story is by Peg Robarchek, and the pictures were drawn by Chad Lewis. Bean is born. Into a family of wiggly, squiggly, jiggly puppies. Bean is born. Some of Bean's brothers are the color of chocolate. One is shiny and black. His sisters are yellow like lemon cupcakes. But Bean is different. Bean is red like a fox, a wiggly red fox with a wiggly red tail. Bean's brothers and sisters, the brown ones, the black one, the yellow as a daisy one, can huddle up to cuddle up in a snuggly bunch for naps in the morning or naps after lunch. All of them can, except Bean. Bean tries and he tries, and sometimes he cries and cries. But no matter what, Bean ends up in the corner alone. Bean can't toddle quickly enough to keep up, to catch up, or to fill up with food. So Bean stays tiny when the others get strong. Bean plays with his tail when the others play along. Poor little Bean over here. And everybody frets. What's wrong with Bean? Is he sick? Is he lazy? Is he just not so smart? One day, Bean's little girl, the one with the long dark hair that tickles Bean's nose, says, "Can the puppy doctor fix Bean?" The little girl's mommy says, "That's it." The little girl's daddy says, "Of course, the puppy doctor." They snuggle Bean close, which makes him happy, and take him to the puppy doctor. And Bean's little girl says, "Can you fix Bean?" The puppy doctor looks in Bean's ears. He looks down Bean's throat, and he rubs Bean's tummy, which tickles Bean and makes him giggle. He even checks the wetness of Bean's little nose. Then he looks at Bean's people who are holding their breath. And the puppy doctor says, "I can't fix Bean." "No," cries Bean's little girl. "Why not?" cries the little girl's mommy. "You must," cries the little girl's daddy. And Bean just hangs his head. The puppy doctor shakes his head and said, "Bean is different. He walks differently. He eats differently. He needs more help. And he always will. But Bean isn't broken. He's just Bean. Bean is just Bean." Bean's little girl and the little girl's mommy and the little girl's daddy look at each other, and they look at Bean, who suddenly feels like wagging his tail, and they begin to smile. Of course, that's it. Bean is not a brown puppy or a black puppy or even a yellow puppy. Bean is red like a fox. And nothing can change that, because God made Bean red, and red he will stay. Bean cannot walk straight or run fast or gobble his food. But Bean isn't broken. Bean is just different. Bean is just Bean. And Bean they will love just as he is, because God made him Bean, and Bean he will stay. That is the end of the story. But while I'm glad that Bean is going to be okay, I kept reading. At the end, what I found out is Bean is a real dog, and he's 9 years old now. No more a puppy. And he has myasthenia gravis. How's that for a big word? So this is a neuromuscular condition that makes him not able to walk so easily. But they still love Bean, and what's really cool is that just like all of us, God has a job for Bean to do. He works for a group called Project to Heal. And they match up dogs with people who need dogs to make them feel better and more comfortable and make them happier. And if you have your family go on Facebook, if you go to Facebook and look for Bean Patrizzo, Petrizzo, you can see what Bean looks like now. Well, I hope that you remember how special you are, and I hope you enjoyed this story. You have a good day and stay safe.